The day I found out my business partner betrayed me, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just watched him sign the contract that would sell our company. He thought he had won. He thought I had nothing left. But what he didn't know was that the person he just tried to destroy was the one holding all the power. And when the truth came out, he realized it was too late to undo what he had done. We built the business together, worked long nights, celebrated small wins. Every client, every deal, every contract was ours, and for years it felt like a partnership built on loyalty. Until one morning, I received an email from my lawyer. "Lucas, we need to discuss an urgent matter regarding your shares." I opened it, and my heart sank. My partner had signed over a majority of my company to an outsider. I immediately called him. No answer. I went to his office. Empty. He had already left, taken a deal worth millions without telling me. I could have panicked. I could have lost everything. But I didn't, because I had already learned something years ago. In business, the person who seems powerless often has the most leverage. I knew he underestimated me, and that was his biggest mistake. For days, I did nothing. No calls, no confrontations, no angry emails. My partner thought he had destroyed me, that I was powerless, that I would sit in the corner and accept defeat. He couldn't have been more wrong. I had always kept a secret, a backdoor agreement in the company's incorporation papers. I owned a silent majority. Legally, the final decisions were mine. He had thought signing the deal would give him control, but it only gave me the opportunity I had been waiting for. I spent the next week quietly preparing, reviewing contracts, gathering evidence of his mismanagement, documenting every decision he made without consent, every bad investment, every deal he approved that violated company policy, every mistake that could cost the company millions. Meanwhile, he was celebrating, counting money, thinking he had finally outsmarted me. And then the board called, a sudden emergency meeting. He arrived confidently, thinking it was just another formal discussion. I was already seated at the head of the table. Everyone turned to me. He froze. I leaned forward and said calmly, "Before we start, I have something to share." I handed over a folder. Inside were all the documents proving his betrayal, the signed contract, mismanaged accounts, every financial blunder. His face turned pale. He looked around the room, expecting someone to defend him. No one did, because now the truth was visible to everyone. I continued, "Lucas Reed owns a silent majority in this company. It was never yours to sell." For the first time, he realized he had been outplayed the entire time. He sat across from me, stunned. The confidence he had carried for years, gone. He opened his mouth to speak. I didn't let him. "I gave you every chance," I said calmly, "every opportunity to prove yourself. You chose greed. You chose betrayal. And for that, you've lost more than money." He looked down, realizing everyone was staring at him. The board members, employees, partners. No one was defending him, because now the truth was undeniable. I continued, "You thought signing that contract would make you the owner. It didn't, because the person you tried to destroy was the one in control the whole time." He stammered. He tried to explain, he tried to claim he didn't know, but I shook my head. No excuses. Not now. The board formally removed him from his position. I didn't fire him out of anger. I didn't humiliate him. I simply enforced the consequences of his own choices. Weeks later, the company recovered. Our clients returned. The investors regained confidence, and for the first time, he understood the real cost of betrayal. I could have destroyed him completely. But revenge isn't always about destruction. Sometimes it's about letting someone see the results of their actions, and watching them realize they underestimated the one they tried to break. Years later, when people ask me what the hardest lesson was, I tell them, the person you think is powerless often has the most control, and the one who betrays you never sees it coming until it's too late. He won back his power, his pride, and the knowledge that patience, preparation, and calm strategy are worth far more than anger ever could. The day my business partner betrayed me, I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I just watched him sign the deal that would sell our company, thinking he had won. He didn't know the truth. I had always kept a secret, a silent majority of shares. Legally, the final decisions were mine. For days, I did nothing. He celebrated. He counted money, thought he outsmarted me. Then the board called an emergency meeting. He walked in confidently, expecting applause. I was already at the head of the table. I handed over the documents, contracts, financial reports, evidence of his betrayal. His face went pale. The board watched. Silence filled the room. I said calmly, "You thought selling the company would make you the owner, but the person you tried to destroy was in control the entire time." He realized it. Too late. I didn't humiliate him. I enforced the consequences. The company recovered, clients returned, investors regained confidence, and the lesson was clear. The person you think is powerless often has the most control. Patience, preparation, and calm strategy are worth far more than anger. After that meeting, the office felt different. People started looking at me differently. The partners who once whispered about me in the hallways now walked past with cautious respect. Employees who had doubted my judgment now asked for advice before making decisions. My former partner, he never spoke to me again. He left the company quietly, not because I forced him, but because he realized the real power wasn't in signatures or deals. It was in strategy, patience, and understanding who truly held control all along. For weeks, I didn't brag. I didn't announce my victory. I simply focused on the company. I fixed the problems my partner had caused. I rebuilt relationships with clients and employees. And slowly, the company not only recovered, it grew stronger than ever. Sometimes revenge isn't about making someone suffer. It's about proving them wrong without lifting a finger in anger. It's about standing tall while they scramble and finally letting them realize who they underestimated. Years later, people asked me, "Lucas, how did you stay calm while he betrayed you?" I tell them the same thing every time. Anger is temporary, strategy is permanent. Patience is the most powerful weapon a betrayed man can wield. And that's the lesson. The person who seems powerless often has the most control. The one who betrays you will never see it coming until it's too late. And sometimes the sweetest victory isn't in destroying them. It's in showing them they were never capable of destroying you in the first place. Months passed, and the company was thriving. Every client, every partner, every employee knew the truth now. They knew who had built the foundation. They knew who had held the company together when everyone else doubted. My former partner, he vanished from the office, not with a fight, not with a scene. He left quietly, carrying the lesson he never expected. The quietest person often holds the most power. I sat in my office one evening looking out at the city lights. I thought about all the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the moments I could have given up. And I realized something. Revenge isn't about anger. It isn't about hurting someone who hurt you. It's about proving your worth. It's about patience, strategy, and letting life itself deliver the lesson. Sometimes people think betrayal can destroy you. But if you stay calm, plan, and wait, they destroy only themselves. And the satisfaction of watching someone realize too late that they underestimated you, there is no greater victory. Lucas Reed didn't just reclaim his company. He reclaimed his pride, his confidence, and the understanding that true power lies in restraint, preparation, and patience. Because in life, the person everyone thinks is weak is often the one quietly writing their own victory.